Hi, my name is Oni Matai from PACTS schools all the way in Borneo in the land of Sarawak. I started the school in 2016 together with my family and my friends. My journey towards my involvement in community education and my move to Borneo started in the year 2012. By faith, we started a school called PACTS Education Clubhouse, a US-based community school with a mission to start a preschool first in every village so that the children in these villages would not be separated from their families and instead be guided by their own parents and their church. PACTS Education Clubhouse was started with a mission to partner with parents, academic excellence being part of each child's education. We seek to develop every child's character. A school known for its technology and community service as its priority. That makes up the word PACTS. Starting in January 2017, the Lord blessed us with 23 kids, but 40% of them were sponsored children from families of pastors and missionaries, children who were not registered or undocumented children, children from poor and needy families. The school continued to grow, and a school that trained teachers to return to their villages to start preschools was also established at PACTS School. Our school consists of a preschool, a primary school, and a secondary school. The children who attended our school are required to attend devotion every morning with multiple education enrichment programs throughout the whole day, such as art school, carpentry school, music, robotic, coding classes, cooking and baking classes, sports, hydroponic vegetable plantings, aviation, and much more. We are also a project-based learning school, as well as the children are prepared for US-based SAT examination. Children's ability and self-learning is our priority, and this is only possible through the US-based education because the US-based education believes in children's ability rather than based on their age. We also operate an evening school in the slums of Miri, daily for 82 hardcore poor children since 2018. We felt giving them education is the only possible way for them to break away from the cycle of poverty through God's love and His Word. I remember the first child we accepted into our school was a girl by the name of Natalisha, whom we took her into our school back in January 2017. She was one of the children that was unregistered or undocumented. She was 13 years old then, and she never been to school and do not know how to read or write. She was working illegally for a florist then, and she had the desire to be educated. But being undocumented, being without an official legal document as Malaysians, education, health and employment is not possible for them. After a year of persuading her family to release her and to stop working, she joined us. Today, after 3 years with us in our school, she is able to read, write, play the violin, and involved in coding and robotic classes, attending competition and much more. She is one of the many whose lives has been changed through the dedication and commitment of our teaching team. This is just one example of a life saved and changed.
This is the first time in Malaysia's history that the prevention
Malaysia has
and
announced a
control of
2-week
infectious
nationwide
disease act
lockdown.
would invoke strict movement of the people to curb the spread of
COVID-19.
Traveling overseas.
It was a very difficult time for all of us at PACTS School. PACTS School's daily routine has always been about getting up, getting to the children, educating them, and seeing them achieve. But COVID-19 stopped literally everything. It was a very difficult moment for the school, for the leadership, for me, and for the children. February 2020, PACTS Education actually moved to our new building with all our 65 kids, which was a bigger and more ideal place, but the cost was way much higher. In February, we did not expect COVID-19 to strike us to a point of closure. 1 month passed after the school started, and we were asked to close the school because of the COVID-19 lockdown in force. And a few of our paying parents began to lose their job, while all our financial support came to a complete halt. This was mainly due to the economic downturn, fear of financial lack, and businesses around us closing down, not only in Malaysia, as well as internationally, that affected our international partners. We moved online, teaching instead, and classes ran daily for 5 months. On the week 2 of the lockdown, I received a call from one of my students asking for help, as many of them in the slums where she lived is only eating 1 meal a day. That's because many of them were daily wages, people who go to work daily to find food, but they could not go and leave their homes any longer. So they only had 1 meal a day. I gathered a few friends and our leadership. We decided that we need to do something about it. We then started our MCO feeding project among the leadership because the children were not allowed to leave the home. And that allowed us to feed up to 700 cooked meals a day for a total 100 days. We were supported by different groups of people, friends from Kuala Lumpur, friends from the US, friends from Hong Kong, friends from Korea, friends from many places that came during this time hearing about our MCO feeding project. They said, let us help you, because that's all we could do while we are at home. Many of those who we supported actually lost their jobs as construction workers, waiters, cleaners, and other odd job workers. The situation here where we are worsened when the expatriates from the oil and gas industry began to move back to their own countries, leaving the economy in the city badly affected. The situation actually caused a domino effect to the point even our paying students had to be transferred to become our sponsored children, as we did not want to lose them and allow the parents' financial situation to affect their education. All that I mentioned had badly affected our ministry and our school financials, as our supporters has not recovered due to the COVID-19 lockdown, and more of our students that were actually paying became sponsored students instead due to their own financial problems in the families. Our teaching staff had to be paid full salary even though the government had locked down the school, and the government contribution for their salaries needed to continue, causing all our finances to reduce drastically. And we are no longer able to sustain. But having said all this, the vision remained the same. It is to educate and empower our children to become community changers, beginning from their own community in the slums, in wherever they're living, then reaching out to their city where we live in, and to this country, Malaysia. But most importantly, paying it forward when they are successful, to build other children in their own community. The dream to continue building the mission-based school in Borneo, as well as the schools in villages, remain our utmost priority. The COVID-19 virus was not able to break our vision or our mission or our drive, but we want and we seek to continue doing what we do. I humbly right now ask you for your hands of partnership to help us invest in these children's life, to give every possible opportunity from all that we do through PACTS School here in the town of Miri as well as in the slums of Sarawak, to have this amazing ability to change the community that they live in and the world you and I live in. Let us together open the door of opportunity for the children here in Borneo, and let the door never be closed. You and I hold the key to keep these doors open for these children and the generation to come. Will you partner with us today?